All right, Sagittarius. This is going to be a really, really specific message, and I got it as soon as I got off of Scorpio. So maybe you're connected to a Scorpio. You could be a cusper. It could be a Scorpio here watching me because it could be reversed. It could be for cross watcher. I'm going to, we will do a bonus because this one is really, really specific. Okay. Now, it could be someone on the outside of you. I just want to say that real quick. It doesn't have to be you, especially if you're like single or something, because I'm getting somebody in a marriage, specifically a marriage, or at least a long-term committed relationship with the same person, definitely living together. So living with this partner or married. There are two people who have been together, I want to say, for a while. And one person here has come so far. Like, I'm talking far. Reminds me of the Scorpio message a little bit, like leaps and bounds. Just really grown. I mean, you know? And it's possible this person has outgrown the relationship, the marriage, the partnership. Why I say that is because the other individual whom, I mean, I totally get this though. I get this person. I've been in all of these scenarios, so I get them. It just, I understand how it could be draining to the other one. Because this person's like, well, almost like, I don't want to say holding them back, but in a way it kind of feels like that, because this person may be thinking, well, we should stay together because, I'm just going to throw an example, we should stay together because we were put together by God, or like, you know what I mean, we're married so we can't divorce, like religious reasons, we have to be together, we have to stay together, we have to make this work, or you know, we belong together, or it's something like they have a belief system and they probably got together both on the same belief system, you know what I mean? But this person has since seen something differently, like, I don't want to just be with someone because we've already been together so long, so let's just stay together. I want to be with someone because I'm in love with them, because it's right. I don't want to just be with someone because religion says that I should stay with them. I want to be together because I'm in love, because it's right. I don't want to just stay in a relationship when it's toxic, when it's abusive, when it's codependent, when I'm trying to grow and do this in my life and you don't want me to. Or there's trust issues, or there's this and that, and there's suspicions, and there's control. I don't want to just be with someone because obligation, or because of reasons, or because of rules. I want to be with someone because I love them. Now, this could be for a single person, I guess. We could expand this message. It doesn't have to be for somebody in a relationship. It could be someone who is like, I don't want to be married just to get married. I don't want to just be in a relationship to be in a relationship and like test drive like a car. I want to know. I want to know it's right. And if it's not right, it's not right. Now, I could have some people watching me who are in very happy relationships. This is not going to resonate at all, you know? Or who are not experiencing this whatsoever. That's why I said it's pretty specific. But it's clear. Whoever needed this one or was going to be drawn to click on this video, it's super clear that you've got one person who has almost had like this awakening. They realized something. I don't know what's caused that. Something caused it. Something caused somebody here to kind of wake up and realize something. Whether they've just woken up and realized, I don't want to get married again, or period. Or I don't want to get in a relationship again. I don't see the point. I want to love freely. I can love and be loyal to one person, but I want it to be free. I look at love as a key now and not a lock. We talk about that a lot now. Now, you could have someone, if it's a relationship thing, where they're like, I don't want to just be with someone because we got married and it's a religious reason we're staying together. I don't want to just be with someone because what would the family think, and it would cost so much money to divorce. And you know, it's whether it's singles here or someone in a marriage or long-term committed relationship, one of them sees something. Now, let's twist it again. Let's say it's not a romantic situation and it's somebody who's been involved in a type of business for a while, or a certain company, a certain field. And maybe now they're like, this isn't for my highest good. Like, this isn't me. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to travel. I want to see the world, or whatever somebody wants to do. I want something different. Like, this is what you wanted, or this is what my family wanted, or this is what I did because I had to pay the bills. I want something different. This is somebody like waking up. This is an awakening. This is definitely an awakening. Someone here is like, no. Like realizing their truth. I know my truth. But their truth is not what other people think their truth should be. And so because of that, you get people who feel ignored. They feel abandoned. They feel like you are kind of a martyr. We talked about martyr yesterday. They feel like you are selfish or something. Now, it doesn't have to be you. Again, this could be someone on the outside of you that's going through this. It's like, no, wait, I see things differently now. And it's like, what? You see things differently now? It's like, yeah, that's what we came here to do. We came to this life to change, to grow, not be the same forever. And then there could be people who look at this person as maybe they're not stable, or they can't make up their mind, or they're non-committal, or they're not to be trusted because they don't want to color in the lines. This is somebody who's not coloring in the lines anymore. They're not even in the same coloring book anymore. They're going somewhere completely different because they've seen. So it's like they traveled back in time. Oh my God, I did a Libra message yesterday. I think it was in the bonus. And I was talking about this movie that I can't remember the name of. And it was about time travel. It was kind of an older movie. I didn't even finish it. But the man traveled back in time to be with the woman that he was with in a past life. I don't know why that's popping up here, but it's almost like someone had to go back in order to go forward. And once they came forward, like an arrow, once they came back forward or came back home or came back to, it's like somebody waking up from a coma or waking up from something, maybe even just waking up, literally an awakening. Or, you know, one night they go to sleep and then they wake up the next day and it's like, boom, different. You know, since I traveled back in time, I gained a better perspective on myself and on humanity, on love, on life. If it has nothing to do with love, it could be a career thing, like, and this isn't for me, and I'm okay with letting it go. So someone here is like, they're on like a fast track now. Something also to do with medical. Doesn't have to be. But I sense something to do with like medically. Maybe even something medically woke someone up. Like, like my time here is short. I want to change my ways. I want to, it's like more determination to get healthier or to do better. Whoa. Wow. Did you see that? My pen just rolled the hell out of my hand. Do away with it. Get away with it, writing. Someone's doing away with something. Or someone. Whether it's a career path, a job, a person, a mindset. I'm doing away with it. I see things very differently now. And that's hard. That's hard for people to, which I get. I do get. I get. And you could say it's their coming from their selfishness because they don't want you to change. They don't want you to leave. They don't want you to move on. What are they going to do? Then they'll find their own way. I mean, you may even cause someone else to wake up because you've woken up and you're making all these changes. And so it's inevitably it's going to happen for them. If they choose to heed the call, if they choose to hear and see, they could take your example and figure out what they want to do with their life now. You know what I mean? But maybe they weren't ready for this adjustment or something. They want to keep things as it was. I do feel there's some people around you that aren't as open to change as maybe you are. Aren't as receptive to seeing things differently as you have recently become. Oh, that's my neighbors. Oh my gosh. They're playing, but holy, I know they're playing. Their parents are always outside with them. Or otherwise, I would have got up just now and been like, okay, that sounds... No, I can hear them. They're playing. Like, it's hard to accept the change in you because it's not what others were ready for. Some of you, why do I feel like this message is above its time, or it's ahead of its time, rather? Like, some of you may be like, this isn't resonating right now, but in the future, whatever that is, maybe even the near future, you'll be like, oh, that's it, you know? I'm going to use an example. It's not the greatest example here, but it's one popping in my head. When I was still a drinker, I would go around a family member that was also a heavy drinker, because I used to be an alcoholic. If you guys are new here, I used to be an alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm very open about it. And, but I knew that I needed to change. Like, I was nearing the end, literally. I mean, I had a near-death experience, but I knew. I could feel it. I could feel that I couldn't go on this way anymore, but I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know how to quit. I didn't know how to change my life, because I had gotten to a point where I was so bad off that I would have seizures if I didn't drink. I mean, it was really, really bad, guys. Anyways, I got sober, and I went to treatment. And this family member, who is actually a dear, dear family member, I love this person, they didn't, you know, and that's fine. That's their path. I'm not better. That's just, I chose to change my life. They don't have to. They can do what they want. But anyways, so it took me a year to be around this family member again. I just couldn't. I needed my space. You know what I mean? And not because there's anything wrong with this family member. I just couldn't be around it because I knew I would be tempted, and I just didn't want it. I didn't want that energy. So I eventually started coming around again, and it was fine because I was strong. I was strong enough to say no. But it hurt, you know what I mean? And I often felt like kind of out of place. I often felt like maybe I didn't fit in with this family member anymore, and that maybe they didn't want me to get sober because I wasn't fun anymore, because I wasn't cool. Now, they did not say that to me. I could have even misjudged them, but that's how it kind of felt. Like, I wasn't fun anymore because I wanted to go to bed a little earlier, because I couldn't kick it, because I couldn't just stay up all night, because I had like more structure in my life than I had before. I'm not saying that I had of them. I just had more structure than I had previously. Before, I didn't give it. I just was like, whatever, you know what I mean? I was like a functioning, non-functioning alcoholic. I got to where I couldn't function at all. I was just barely surviving. Anyway, I say all that to say, sometimes when you change something up in your life, whether it's a way you see things, whether it's beliefs, I don't believe we should just do this because now I see something differently. I've went to a place in my mind where I see something differently now, and I want to do it differently. And a lot of times they have a hard time accepting that, which is understandable, you know? But if they can only go to that place that you went, they go to that place in the mind and they see what you saw, then maybe they would get where you're coming from. Whether or not they applied the changes in their own life, that's for them. But if they could just see what caused the change in you, maybe then they would understand you instead of being upset with you for it, and allow you to just be you, allow you to let you go, or not judge you so harshly. Some of you could have been judged really harshly here, prejudged. This would be like if you travel to a third world country, and maybe you're like, oh, my life's really rough here and this and that, and then you go somewhere else and you see people that have it way worse than you've ever had it, way, way worse. Or you hear a story of someone, or let's say you work in the medical field, or here we go with medical again, or you just see something and you're like, God, it wakes you up. You know, it wakes you up. And then you come back and you're like, okay, you sit with it, you integrate all the things that you've just taken in, and you're like, okay, I've got to do something with my life. I've got to do something with this situation. I've got to do something with this relationship, or I'm going to change things up. You then apply that knowledge that you've received, that awakening that you've had, and you start, like, little changes start happening in your life. Other people, they're going to have a really difficult time with that, you know? And maybe you don't hang out with those friends anymore. Maybe you focus more on your relationship. Maybe you focus more on your health, on you. Maybe you tell someone, who I was when we married, or who I was when we got together was different than I am now. I can't help that I've changed. I'm glad that I have. And it would be wrong of me to just stay together because I believe, or our beliefs, or because we've already been together, because what would the kids think? I don't want to teach my children to lie to themselves. You're either in love or you're not. You're either with the right person or you're not. and I was with the right person at that time, but it's not right anymore. That's hard for people to hear, but it's the truth. If it is the truth, in fact. You know, so it could be that, or it could be someone who's like, I want to be single now. I've spent half of my life being in relationships. Went from relationship to relationship where I was just all out in the same relationship, and I never knew what it was like to be single. Or maybe someone's like, I became a mom or a dad really young, and now my kids are out of the house, or they're about to be, and now I don't want to get in a relationship, or I don't want to start all over. Like maybe someone's upset because someone doesn't want to have a child with them, or have a child period, or again, or something, and it's like, but it's not that I don't love that, it's just I'm at a different place in my life now, you know, and I've learned, I've seen, and that's very hard for people to accept. It's very hard, which is, I'm telling you right now, it's totally understandable. I get it. I totally get that. Yes, because they feel left behind. But someone who really is comfortable in who they are, and also someone who loves you, will allow and give space and still hold space for you and say whatever is right for you. Who am I to tell you it's not? Just because I have these beliefs, or I have these wants, these whatever, doesn't mean that that's your truth. That's an evolved person. But not everyone is there, you know what I mean? Like not everyone is there when you're there. And it can be, you know, people can get hurt that way, but does that mean that you have to lie to yourself so that no one gets hurt? This isn't someone making a decision out of selfishness, like, oh, the grass is greener. No, in fact, I think someone's had kind of a painful awakening. I don't think there's been anything grass greener about it. I think it's been very difficult. Very, very difficult. And there's no going back from this. Thank God. There's no going back from this. Like, I would never want to drink again. I would never want to smoke again. That doesn't mean I'm better than anyone. It doesn't mean that I know more. It's just for myself personally, it was killing me. It did nothing for me. And that's something that helps me, actually. When I can step back from something and be like, is this hurting me or helping me? If the answer is it's hurting me, then there you go. Right? I've had to like talk to myself like this, right? Then it's not that I was like stupid before because I was an alcoholic or because I was a smoker or because, you know what I mean? Or is really, okay, trigger warning. I used to be a self-harmer. Got a lot of scars. And I had to ask myself, like, is it really helping you or is it hurting you? For a minute you may feel better. Maybe it releases some sort of something chemically in the brain when you self-harm, and just for a minute the pain, all the pain in your mind goes to that one area and you're only focusing on that. But is it really helping, or is it all back tomorrow? Are you really healing the trauma, or are you just numbing? Are you just bloodletting? Are you just shifting the energy from this to this? Does this cigarette really help you? Right? This is what I had to talk to myself. I basically had to coach myself. Unless it wasn't me and it was just my higher self maybe, or which I guess is me, or maybe my guides, my ancestors, God, the creator, the universe. Somebody had my fucking back, because I don't know how I'm here. I don't know how I'm here. I guess I'm still meant to be here, but I don't know how. I'm thankful that I am, but why would I want to go back to the things that didn't really... Now, they did help me in the long run, though. They did. Isn't that the irony? They did help me in the long run because I learned a lot of lessons, and now I can use them, all the things that I've done and experienced, as my tools. And of course, I'm not where I need to be. Like, I still have a lot to work on. I don't know if I'll ever get where I'm going before I get out of here, before I leave this planet, which is fine. I want to continue learning. I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn and unlearn. I have a lot to uncover and discover and peel in myself. But what I already have uncovered and discovered in myself, and the depths of who I am, it's actually in the long run kind of helped me, because I can look at those things and be like, there we go. You're a masochist. Right? And if I could just not have to learn the hard way, that would be preferable now, right, Spirit? So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I think we got what we needed. This is really sweet. I love these messages today. They're nice. They're pretty deep. Right, but I hope this helps somebody out there, and thank you for being here with me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.